I went to Kenya for the Masai Mara, but it was Samburu that blew me away.
By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what Samburu is like for wildlife photography and why it's my #1 rated can't miss destination in Kenya. G'day and welcome to my Kenya Scorecard series. 5 places, 5 episodes, and I'm scoring each one out of 50 for photographers based on the result and not the hype. Today's Samburu, and the question's simple: is it the best place in Kenya to make authentic wildlife photos? If you stick around until the end, I'll give you my 3 top tips for making the most of your safari in Samburu. The journey north of Nairobi past Mount Kenya totally surprised me. For a while it didn't even feel like Kenya. Mountain farms and little villages, fog, mist and this cool mountain air simply didn't reflect the version of Kenya we've all come to know and expect. But there was this one moment when it all changed. We turned left and headed away from Mount Kenya, and it was like someone flicked a switch. We dropped out of the mountains and into this dry, desolate country, a total contrast. It wasn't just the landscape, it was the lack of people. No convoys or crowds, no line of cars telling you where to look for the action, and honestly, parts of it felt like home. The rocks and the colour in the dirt. There were moments where I could have just shut my eyes and sworn I was back in outback Australia. So on the drive in I'm thinking, alright, this is probably the quiet one, maybe a warm up before the Mara. But it didn't take me long to realise that the emptiness is a gift. You actually get more room to work, more room to move, and so much more room to create. Problem is, with fewer people around, there are fewer eyes on the wildlife. So there's no shortcuts, you've just got to find the action for yourself. Fewer vehicles in the field change everything. The race just disappears. You can reframe properly and wait for separation, you can clean up the background, and you can stick with your subject long enough for their behaviour to show up. This is the type of frame that Samburu gave me. Clean edges, clean background, beautiful light, and it always just feels so calm. That calm is the thing that lets you breathe and compose thoughtfully and take in the moment. At Samburu, you've got what they call the Samburu Special Five. 5 species that are commonly sighted to this region, and you rarely see them in other locations in Kenya. But the genuine shock for me wasn't just ticking those off, it was the sheer variety in one place. One minute it's something totally unique, the next minute it's elephants, birds, predators. Every outing you see something different. And the real win is the time. With fewer vehicles around, it's easier to sit on a scene, wait for the behaviour, and let the moment come to you. That's where the best safari photos come from. Not just the animal, but the moment. Okay, here's the bit I promised at the start. If you're heading to Samburu, here are my 3 top tips for making the most of your safari so you leave with images you're proud of, not just a full memory card. First, commit longer to one subject. Be patient. Samburu's advantage is time and fewer vehicles, so use it. Don't take the first safe shot and bail. Sit there, watch the rhythm, and wait for the moment that changes the photo. Second, move your position and clean it up. If there's junk in the background, fix it. Moving the vehicle a couple of metres to the left or the right can turn a messy record shot into a better and more thoughtful image. Third, start wide and finish tight. Get the sense of the place, then the portrait, then the detail and behaviour. That little sequence gives you a story, not just one photo. Here's my Kenya scorecard. 5 categories, 10 points each, a total out of 50. The same rules every episode, based on the results and not the hype. Photo opportunities. 9 out of 10. There's always something to work with and the variety keeps you moving without feeling frantic. Crowds and access, 10 out of 10. This is the big one. Fewer vehicles means more time on the subject, more angles and cleaner images. Light and conditions, 9 out of 10. It can be dusty and harsh in the middle of the day, but mornings and late afternoons are absolutely magic and the open landscape gives you options. Uniqueness, 10 out of 10. The landscape already feels like a different Kenya, but the animal encounters here are genuinely unique, and Samburu is home to the Special Five, and that, for wildlife photographers, is a reason enough to come here. Overall experience, 9 out of 10. It's not the easiest place, you've got to find the action, but the pace, the camps, and the space to work make it feel super photographer friendly. That's it. Samburu scores a 47 out of 50. For the way that I shoot, fewer people, more time, cleaner backgrounds, and genuinely unique encounters, it's really hard to beat. Next up is Amboseli, and I'll be straight with you, the Kilimanjaro shot is not a sure thing. If you've enjoyed this video, subscribe and keep an eye out for the next one. Drop a comment, would you take Samburu over the Masai Mara?